Intelligence consists not only of knowledge, but also of the skill of applying knowledge in practice. I consider more courageous the one who conquers his desires than the one who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is the victory over oneself. They mutually wish each other well in the same sense. There is happiness only where there is virtue and earnest effort, for life is not a game. A faithful friend is a soul in two bodies. One does not know what one knows until one can teach another. It is not enough to speak only the truth. It is better to show the cause of falsehood. Hope is the dream of the awakened man. True happiness consists in doing good. Friendship is a soul dwelling in two bodies, a heart dwelling in two souls. The friend is another self. Without friendship, man cannot be happy. That which is acquired with much work is loved the more. It is important for those who wish to achieve certainty in their research to know how to doubt in time. The punishment of the liar is not to be believed, even when he speaks the truth. The perfect friendship is that of the good and of those who resemble each other by virtue. It is thought that what is just is what is equal, and so it is, but not for all, but for equals. On the contrary, it is thought that what is just is what is unequal, and so it is, but not for all, but for those who are unequal. Some believe that to be friends it is enough to desire to be friends, as if to be healthy it were enough to desire health. The ignorant affirms, the wise doubts and reflects. The solitary man is a beast or a god. The total truth is never attained, nor is one ever entirely removed from it. Anyone can get angry, that is a very simple thing. But to be angry with the right person, to the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose and in the right way, that is certainly not so simple. Everybody's friend is not a friend. It is ignorance not to know how to distinguish between what needs demonstration and what does not. The purpose of art is to give body to the secret essence of things, not to copy their appearance. It is an indisputable principle that in order to know how to command well, it is necessary to know how to obey. Wisdom is an ornament in prosperity and a refuge in adversity. The soul is that by which we live, we feel and we think. It is not possible to be and not to be something at the same time and under the same aspect. Time is the measure of the movement between two instants. In reality, to live as a man means to choose a goal. Honor, glory, wealth, culture. And to aim at it with all one's conduct. For not to order one's life to an end is a sign of great folly. A state is better governed by a good man than by good laws. In adversities, virtue comes to light. History tells what happened. Poetry tells what ought to happen. Those who do well are the only ones who can aspire to happiness in life. The wise man does not say all that he thinks, but he always thinks all that he says. Love is only between virtuous people. The only truth is reality. A miser is he who does not spend what he should, nor what he should, nor when he should. Man can learn nothing except by virtue of what he already knows. A knot cannot be untied without knowing how it is tied. As the eyes of bats are blinded by the light of day, so the intelligence of our soul is blinded by the things that are evident. Learning is not child's play. We cannot learn without pain. One wants more that which has been obtained with many fatigues. Great knowledge engenders great doubts. Dialecticians and sophists, in their disquisitions, clothe themselves with the appearance of philosophers. There is only one driving force: desire. Man is, by nature, a political animal. To know is to remember. Tyrants surround themselves with bad men because they like to be flattered, and no high-spirited man will flatter them. Virtue is an acquired voluntary disposition, consisting of a middle ground between two bad extremes, the one by excess and the other by defect. Philosophy must be a special knowledge of first principles and first causes. He who possesses the most exact notions of the causes of things, and is able to give a perfect account of them in his teaching, is wiser than all others in any other science. It is not necessary to have a perfect government. It is necessary to have one that is practical. Doubt is the beginning of wisdom. To acquire from youth such and such habits is of no small importance. It is of absolute importance. Nature never does anything without reason. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. Oral teachings should be accommodated to the habits of the hearers. Quality is not an act, it is a habit. A definition is a phrase that signifies the essence of a thing. The beauty of man is not in the sonority, or in the meaning. Happiness is the meaning and purpose of life, the general and final goal of human existence. By dint of building well, one becomes a good architect. We become courageous by doing courageous acts. At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst. It is best to go out of life as from a feast, neither thirsty nor drunk. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsions, habit, reason, passion, desire. The wise man does not needlessly expose himself to danger, for there are few things for which he cares enough. But he is ready, in great crises, to give even his life, knowing that under certain circumstances life is not worth living. We acquire a particular quality by acting in a particular way. There is no great genius without an admixture of folly. A good style should have an air of novelty and at the same time conceal its art. True wisdom lies in recognizing one's own ignorance. Good style must be, above all, clear. Pleasure in work puts perfection in work. In a democracy, the poor will have more power than the rich, because there are more of them, and the will of the majority is supreme. In poverty and other misfortunes of life, true friends are a safe refuge. Democracy is when the indigent, and not men of property, are the rulers. Great men are always of an originally melancholy nature. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. Law is reason free from passion. Those who know, do. Those who understand, teach. In all things of nature there is something marvelous. To perceive is to suffer. I count as braver the one who overcomes his desires than the one who overcomes his enemies. Victory has many mothers, in defeat is an orphan. He who is incapable of living in society, or he who has no need because he has enough with himself, must be either a beast or a god. Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. A true friend is a soul in 2 bodies. Love is made up of one soul inhabiting 2 bodies. The only exclusive sign of deep knowledge is the power to teach. Change is always sweet. The purpose of work is leisure. The secret of humor is surprise. Nature never does anything in vain. Bad men are full of regret. Wit is educated insolence. All gainful labor degrades and absorbs the soul. Philosophy can make people sick. The soul never thinks without a mental image. He who is not a good follower cannot be a good leader.